Okay, so today we're going to do a demonstration how to make a 10 amp extension lead. The first thing we're going to need is tools. We want pliers, a flathead screwdriver, and then we also need the components. So we're going to need a 10 amp socket, a 10 amp plug top, and finally but not least, some cable. Okay, now these are the components that we need, and these are the tools that we need. Right guys, the first thing we need to do is we need to strip the flexible cord to get it ready for termination. Now to do that we're going to need our pliers. The amount of the outer sheet that we need to take off is roughly around 60mm. Now you're not going to measure 60mm on site with a measuring tape, so I'll just do a rough guide. I stick my thumb out and it's going to be roughly the length of my thumb, like so. Okay. Now you're going to get your pliers, the blade of the pliers closest to you, and you're going to put it around your flexible cord on the outside, and then you're going to score it. Okay. Just keep scoring it. Make sure you don't squeeze it too hard because you don't want to go through that outer sheet and into the building wire. The building wire is the cable that's inside, that's single insulated. So we keep scoring this around, like so. And I'm not putting much pressure on this, okay guys? So that's one of the checks we're going to do. We're going to check after you strip it that you can't see any copper. What I do is when I score it, I fold it like this and it just falls off. Okay? And you can nearly pull it off with your hand. Alright? So that's how we do that. That's one side. Then once we do that we're going to have to strip the building wire on the inside. Again, we get the blade closest to your thumb and we score the sheet. Now you have to be careful not to go too deep or we're going to cut into the copper strands. Just score it, you're going to grasp the cable with this hand and you're going to push with your thumb on the pliers. Do not squeeze with the hand that's holding the pliers, because what's going to happen is if you squeeze while you're pulling and push at the same time, you end up going to cut it. You just push away at that, and that's what you want. Then, very important that we twist the strands on the inside. Then use your pliers like so. Just gives it more CSA area, more coverage for clamping. Once we have it twisted, we then need to fold the cable over. We use the pliers like this. And that is the finished product that we're looking for. Now we're going to do the same to the other two cables. Again, score the outside, not too deep, we don't want to be cutting the strands inside, grab, pull at the same time. And then we're going to get the neutral cable, score the outside, grab, pull. Okay. Once you have these cables twisted and folded over, the next step is to connect parts of our extension lead. Very important guys, do not connect your plug top first. Okay guys, now look, I've got the three cables twisted and folded, and now I've got the finished product. So what I have here is the brown for active, the green and yellow for earth, and the blue for neutral. These are the color codes which are on the AS-NZS 3760, which supersedes the old colors, red and black and green for earth. So once that's done, we're now going to connect the socket. We connect the socket first because we don't want to leave this lying around. Let's say we get called away and we have the plug end connected in. It could be potentially lethal for someone. So that's why we do the socket first. Always the socket first. So we're going to put on this cover, like so. Now the terminals are marked on our socket here, okay? It has A for active, like so. Now we're going to use our next tool. Now we're going to use the flathead. We're going to make sure that the terminals are open so that we can fit our folded cables in. Now the reason why we folded cables is going to give enough surface area for the terminal to grab. So I'm going into the active terminal first, which is marked by the A. Pull in tight, and then simply just screw it in. Now it's very important not to do it too tight. Don't over tighten it, and don't do it too loose. Just give it a little tug. It's nice. Then we're going to the earth. Open some of this. Up. And guys, it's very important to make sure when you're sticking your cables in that you don't catch the insulation. So that's very dangerous, because over time the insulation will degrade with the heat, and that's where you get arcing, little sparking, and that's where you get fires. It's very important not to have that. Test there, it's good. And then our neutral, which is marked with the N. Let's open it up. Okay, so once we have the 3 cables in place and we're happy enough that we're not catching the insulation, it's not too tight, not too loose, and we give them a little tug, we're now going to put the cables through the cable anchoring pat, or the torturous pat. These are the little grooves that we put the cable around. The reason these are here for is, if we didn't have these little grooves, the little torturous pats, if someone came along and just simply pulled our cable, it would slide out of the terminals and it could be potentially dangerous. So if someone came along and pulled our cable, you can see now it's caught in the cable anchor pads. So very important, guys. Now we can put down our screwdriver, and we can put up the shroud, and we simply push it in like so. Okay, so that is our socket end. Okay, now I'm happy with that. Pull it nice and tight. You see the torturous pat is holding the cables. That's not going to pull out, it's not going to be dangerous for them. So what we're going to have to do next is we're going to have to do the same to the other end with the plug top. Okay, so this is the finished product. So when we're done, then the next step is to do some testing. One of the first tests I do is a bit like it's exactly the same as appliance testing. You have to do a visual. Okay, do a visual. Make sure you can't see any copper in the building wire as well that you stripped earlier on. Didn't see anything. Alright, and then what I do, I like to give it a good stretch, because we want to make sure that the cable clamp, these guys here, are nice and tight, and that our torturous pat is keeping the cables in place. Once that's good, we can carry on with the other tests.